Warima 50 bills. What was the cooking oil? Ye 50 bills. Une sachi. But you are now also. And up to now, Warima Kawanda what is written down is Hello Zimbabweans, I come to you once again to tell you that we have been mobilizing ourselves to deliver the final blow to a dictatorship that lacks any wisdom or empathy. We are now ready to deliver the final push, a push that needs all of us to face the odds and base a new country. We are going to give you a clearer signal soon. It will come before 2300 hours at night so that we end this 2030 business. We have read in the media that police are on high alert to deal with demonstrations. We appeal to the police to be on the side of the people, to think of the impact of keeping this regime in power and the effects on you and your families. We also ask you to respect the Constitution, which allows for peaceful demonstrations and provides for ways to remove rogue regimes from power. The police say they are on high alert. Let's remind them that they were on high alert when we said Mugabe packing and brought back Mnangagwa. They must be on high alert again as we remove this dictator. In the past week, there have been attempts by the corrupt regime to buy veterans using groceries and balls so that they can forget their birthright and the reasons why our fellow comrades lost their lives and lives to liberate this country. These tickets are only being given to war veterans who belong to ZANU-PF War Veterans League, as if they are the only ones who liberated this country. I want to declare here now that we are not for sale. We won't pawn the future of our children in that of their children. Mnangagwa, using criminals like Tungwarara and Bahia, is going across the country buying hampers and donating a paltry $200 per each war veteran. We say paltry because in our country, poverty data line is $500, and therefore anything below that is an insult to the future of our children and that of their children. Mnangagwa, using criminals like Tungwarara and Bahia, is going across the country buying hampers and donating a paltry $200 per each war veteran. We say paltry because in our country, poverty data line is $500, and therefore anything below that is an insult. Stop insulting freedom fighters. The question that needs to be answered, however, is where is Tungwarara getting that money he is dishing out? Is it coming from his pockets? We know that's not the case. If government is failing to fund from Treasury the welfare of war veterans, how can individuals afford this? We all know he is a corrupt fraudster who has made millions from the perimeter wall project at the State House. In a country hit by drought, schools are without books, teachers are poor, nurses work without adequate protective clothing. What does the rogue president do? He splashes 42 million on building a wall so that he can fund the lavish lifestyle of Tungwarara. How do you take taxpayers' money just for your wife to to go around the country to play pada and fry mopani waves. Honestly, 60 million for funny and games, because your wife cannot sit herself down in the unbridled ambition of being a mini president. These things are allowed to happen. These things are allowed to happen because we are being led by crooks. Nothing more, nothing less. They are worse than baboons with legendary primitive accumulation of wealth. He has brought this economy to its knees. Life as we knew it under the late President Mugabe was far much better. This clueless Mnangagwa has signed us to shame as a people and nation. We must reclaim our lost glory. And therefore, as we move forward, our goal is to ensure that honesty and compassionate people have control over the source of funds in our treasury. This will ensure that national funds are not treated as personal funds, as is currently the case. How heartless and selfish can one be? To drill a bowl for a homeless war veteran, you expect one to drink water while sleeping under the stars? That's bullshit. What is more important, shelter or a bowl? Do you know that war veterans sacrifice their youth, education, opportunities for jobs, and even life to bring liberation, and you wish to pay back that selfless sacrifice with a few coins? We are not Judas. We will not sell out. In all honesty, what kind of a president or human being leaves hospitals without medicines and instead uses scarce resources for the construction of an overpriced perimeter wall at State House? My advice would have been better. We had built better prison, sell for yourself. Why should that person be allowed to remain in office? Who is Mahia? He is a destitute, made poor by a government that steals from this country. He goes before national TV, threatening to tear a national constitution. In what capacity? As who? Does he know the 2013 Constitution represents the voice of the people? This is treasonable to pull on the voice of the people just to tickle the behind of a useless person who calls self-president. We know Mahia is fighting tooth and nail through bootlicking so that he survives. We must stop sacrificing national ethos for personal gain. I call on him to focus on the future, and I assure him he will never thirsty nor hunger again. In this country, we now have degreed vendors, prostitutes. After attaining degrees, young girls are forced into streets to sell their bodies to earn their keep. We know we are the big clients because only you have access to the national purse. Our children have lost their moral compass because of greedy, selfish adults. Kindergartens mistaking gray hair for wisdom. Look at the company Mnangagwa keeps. Ziambe, Matuke, One Mudangove, and others. All these have dead background. They are shameless and corrupt. Their parents were well-known sellers during the liberation struggle. But now they want to behave as if they are more Zimbabweans than Zimbabwe. Why does ED surround himself with such people? Simply because he is one of them. Christopher Mnangagwa, my friend, we seek to appeal to your conscience. You have been our brother. We have stood together. But your statement, although half-hearted, was just a pity. How do you defend a person who arrested your son like a common criminal over things that his children do daily? While your son was being held in a remand prison on charges of selling sterling, this rogue president was giving Shigananda a license without even consulting Potra. Is that a president you want? Mnangagwa, the people of Zimbabwe are charging you with the following. 1, presiding over a failed state, a nation that has failed its people. 50% of Zimbabweans are in poverty, while over 80% are jobless. You and your government has no plan whatsoever to correct these mistakes and failures. 2, constitutional abuse of office. You have captured the judiciary for personal gains, firing judges willy-nilly, and issuing threats when judgments don't conform to what you want. You have destroyed the very core of our democracy and legal system. 3, we have turned state resources to personal playground, ceding state duties to your wife, who is abusing state resources, and he has become a Tsarian who hires and fires government workers at your whims. You have presided over corruption, weaponizing ZAC for your own political fights. Your children and yourself are at the center of all corrupt activities. You invite criminals to State House because you yourself are a thief. 5, you have stolen people's happiness. Mnangagwa must therefore just go. And as we move forward, this is our plan. We put enough mechanism to make sure the revolution will not be hijacked again. Going forward, all stakeholders of various parties and civil groups will be consulted on every step we take. We want to liberate all, so this should never be viewed as a ZANU-PF internal fight. It should never be converted into such. We are going to call for action soon. Stock up in preparation for a national shutdown as we march to a free Zimbabwe. This was prophesied long back. Murie Zimbabwe, get ready for action. Be ready for action once you receive the signal. We have called upon you to step down peacefully, and immediately you have ignored. The people are going to force you to step down in line with the provisions of the Constitution. Once you go, we'll allow for a transition to a democratic government where people's voices are heard and their rights are respected. Stand guided, warned, or entertained. The choice is yours. We are not afraid of you. Never. We are not afraid of your propaganda machine. We are the people. We are the majority, and we will prevail. Mnangagwa will say stop tribalizing with the future of our people. We say once again to you, live now and live peacefully. For the sake of our nation, for the sake of our people, and for the sake of your own legacy, if we still have any, we will die for what we believe in. This is our home. This is all we have. This is all we shall ever have. And Mnangagwa can't be allowed to keep abusing us or stealing from us. Power to the people. Muri Zimbabwe, tinosangana zvakare. Hapasina nidhe kuti ndizvitaure kuti ndozani bangu ndiziva mese. Nyaya hombe yataita press conference iyi ndeyekuyeuchidzai kuti kutaura tataura, right? Tava kuda action. Uyu murume uyu anonzi Emerson Mnangagwa takamupa mukana wokuti ngaaende aziye president atakakupirwa kuti aende peacefully. Tinana Mbeki, tinana Zuma, tinana the late President Mugabe. Vakakumbirwa kuti vaende, vakaenda. Vaine hunhu hwavo. Asi uyu nokuda kuti munhu akaunganwa nematsotsi akawanda. Matsotsi aya aba. Ndinoshaya kuti izvo hama dzake dzinosiya hama yavo ichikepswa nematsotsi furirwa nematsotsi, because matsotsi aya anoda kuramba achiluta upfumi hwenyu imi muchishupika. Saka vanoda kuti kana iye ari mupawa vanoramba vachiluta. But matsotsi aya mangandiko 500 to the most 1000. Ndo vanhu vangatinetsa isusu vanhu ivava. Ndo vanhu vangatinetsa vasingambozivikanwa kuti vakabva nekupi. Saka ini ndiri kuti mhuri yeZimbabwe, kushupika kwedu isusu vana veZimbabwe kwanyanya nokuda kwekupusa kwedu, nokuda kwekuregerera matsotsi aya achiita abuser. Tinotaura nyaya dzakawanda dzaitika munyika munomu. Tikada kuongorora kuvarimi vedu, 70% yavarimi vedu, right? Pane chirimwa chinonzi cotton chakaintroduced nguva dzana Smith. Chairimwa kumativi mana ese enyika kubva kunana Mount Darwin, vana Bindura, vana Mazowe, vana Shamba, vana Bhurwi, Mzarabani, Dande, Sanyati, Gokwe, Chiredzi, name it. Right?
Big up to everybody who's watching us live right now. Master Alfredi CC says Gorerino Amena Ikoko. Lilian Mark says hello Mr. Geza Gaziranyika Mdara. Ndiwewega murume mZimbabwe vamwe vose vakadzi kuchika too much. Mugabe Robert says action. Bridget Manesco says woyo. Costa Shoniwa Tomira neme Mdara bora mberi musadzore tsvimbo. Customer says Kandalik Geza tiri kuona hanzi nyika yafa nema sanctions asi ma private jet achitengwa 2030 painosvika kwatabva chero public toilet humanity vakatadza kuvaka anti vakatadza kuvaka chero public toilet anti vakatadza kuvaka. All right, that is a message they coming from Comrade Bombshell Geza there.
Ndo yaka pa varimi vecotton mbiri kuma areas ikoko, mafarmers aikwanisa kutenga new tractors, mafarmers edu aikwanisa kutenga new motikari new one chaiyo inobuda inobviswa mapepa. Asi nokuda kwematsotsi industry iyoyo yakaurawa urombo hwakumamisha uku hunonzwisa tsitsi. Varima vavanga vachiti kana vachinge varima kotoni yavo iyoyo votegerwa necooking oil, votegerwa nesipo, matsotsi achinoita ma-US dollar nekotoni iyoyo. Saka nditaurire kuti warima 50 bales wopuwa sipo necooking oil ye50 bales unoitisa chii? But iwo havana hanya nazvo. And up to now varimi vakawanda vati zviri nani zvedu kusarima kotoni. Vari kusafa mafarmers edu as we speak.
Aaron Goshomi.
Kune zvinhu zvakawanda zvatoda kugadzirisa.
Seizi mudhara tongomira tinewe.
Pane new arrangement. Chimwe chacho ndichocho chokuti cotton varimi ngairimwe, varimi vachitengerwa. Matengerwo avaingoitwa even nguva dzanaSmith, ndo zvatoda kuti zviitwe. Right? Takataura last time. Yeah. Sakulu mapela ngemaproperties. You know, ezipra, right? Sifuna kuti indawo yankona, right? Iadreswe Masinyani, right? Amukanotoreri vana vasacrifice their lives kuunza independence. Vana vaitowo pfungwa dzavo dzinotiwa mana ngatiite kadzatu kuti kwatava kuenda uko hatizivi kuti kwakamira sei, right? Tizokwanisawo kuzvichengeta nekuchengeta mhuri yedu. Mwatorera maproperties avo for all these years, right? We want those properties dzemazipura back. And chimwe chinhu chinofanira kuti new arrangement iyi yamatsotsi yabva iyi, you know, vatange kuona kuti zvinhu izvo zvagadziriswa. We also come kune imwe nyaya ndakataura, right? Nakuluma pela nemavictims eguku rahundi, right? Sifuna kuti indawo yankona should come to an end, right? The victims of guku rahundi are known, vanozikanwa, right? But you know, government yeZANU-PF yanga ichikuita vanhu kumatebheri nechitsotsi kunge vasingafundi, right? Uyabudaisa chikomishini, uyabudaisa chikomishini chake. Victims anozikanwa. We want vanhu kuti vakompensetwe oro paitike anything chinoita kuti mhuri kumatebheri ndifare. And chimwe chinhu ndechekuti there is no meaningful development in Matebele. Unongonzwa gwai river dam, hariperi. Amoti rakatanga kuvakwa rini. Gwai river, it's only Gwai River dam, right? Nzvimbo yakura seMatebele ndiye Gwai river. Saka toda kuti izvo ufumbi hwenyika ngahusvike kumativi mana ese, kumaprovinsi ese. Ndosviri yedu because pakasungurwa nyika inoyi vana vakabva kumaprovinsi ese, right? Saka attention inofanira kupa kumaprovinsi ese zvakafanana, right? Touya kunyaya yemavendors edu ndeimwe nyaya yatinofanira kuti igadzirise nokukasika. Imi mapurisa eZRP nemapurisa eKazu zvinhu zvevanhu, right? Vanhu vari kusvipika kuda mabasa, you know, ndopanobva rendi yake, ndopanobva chikafu chake, ndopanobva sikufizi yemwana wake ipapo. Imi muri kumutorera munoguvana, right? Muda kuti vanhu ava vaponese. Isi handisi kupromota kuti mutauri musaita order, but if you care for the people, munodi kuvaisira nzvimbo dzakanaka, you know, not kuti vanhu mavakuvaisira, you know, not kupi kure kana muchivaisira nzvimbo dzokutengesera vaisire kuti kana ivhunu vanotenga vacho havanetseki nokufamba kunotengera vanhu, vanhu venyu vanhu ndo vanhu vanomuhoterai ivo vema vekumamisha ndo vanokuna mastronghold munovabata kake, mavendors iwawawo munovabata kake. That should come to an end. Atidi kuona mapurisa anofamba achitorera vanhu kusvikira magadzirisa nzvimbo dzavo dzavanofanira kutengesa, eni nzvimbo idzo dzogadzire convenient. Muri kuzwa maindustry yakavhara ese, saka muda kuti vanhu vaite sei? Muda kuti vanhu vaite sei? Then chokupedzisira, comrade Mutamba, kunze maripoti ekuti zvoda paground apa ndezvipi, vanhu havachadi, saka vanhu vakapinda mumastreets umu, vanhu vakapinda mumastreets umu, right, vachitsvaga their constitutional, fighting for their constitutional right. Demonstrations avachaita, you know, will be very peaceful and unprovided for by our constitution. Tikanzwa kuti kune munhu asungwa, munhu apfurwa, mapurisa ako ese anogara kumarokesheni. We want to warn you kuti vanogara kumarokesheni tichati vanhu vadhire navo nemafamilies avo kumarokesheni iko vanopedzerana. Saka kufanira kuita zvinhu zvinodiwa zvido zvevanhu, because muri mapurisa evanhu, saka itai zvido zvevanhu. Kana mademonstrations ari peaceful, unless kana mademonstrations acho, you know, akava violent akadii, hatimadi mademonstrations akadaro, ayo hatimadi. But kana ari peaceful, aitaura kuti, because hamungarambidzi vanhu ka kuti vari munhu achamunhu, munorambidza sanani, munorambidza sanani. You tried it kumashuro zvikaramba, and takarasikirwa namapurisa akawanda, takarasikirwa namasiyaro akawanda, vandaizwa vaitaitwa hapadzana.
Right. Greetings to everybody who is watching us live, who was watching us live right about now. That is Comrade Geza there, coming guns blazing at the Zimbabwe President ED. The question is, what will happen next in the nation of Zimbabwe as we are seeing this unraveling? Following this, we would then see a headline that is very disturbing, and the headline reads like this: ZRP splits into two forces. ZRP splits into two forces, another led by Blessed Geza, as ED removal is drawing near. How far true is this, what we are seeing here? Anyways, let me jump straight in it to find out what is happening here. Now this one goes, the Zimbabwe Republic Police has virtually split into two public police forces as the state launched a hunt for the spokesperson of the Zimbabwe Liberators Platform, Blessed Geza. Yesterday, Geza announced instructions that officers would not hinder protesters campaigning against the Mnangagwa 2030 presidency agenda, though which some ZANU-PF MPs are seeking to change the Constitution and cancel 2028 elections. According to a ZRP statement, the law enforcement agency are seeking the whereabouts of the vocal war veteran Blessed Geza. They are appealing to the public to help assist with his arrest. The police have revealed Geza is facing 4 counts of criminal charges, of which includes undermining the authority and insulting President Emerson Mnangagwa. The ZRP warned anyone harboring Geza that they risk being arrested for being an accomplice. Arresting or even merely harassing Geza is bound to trigger Mnangagwa's removal. Changing the constitution will make things worse, and a military statement released through informal channels is clear that the army has case law entitlement to remove any president at any time. As a result, Geza law enforcement statement carries more effectual authority than the ZRP spokesperson. That is what an article by ZIMBABWE would be reading here. Now the question is, with all this, what happens next in the nation of Zimbabwe? Ngiyabonga nonke to everybody who was watching us live right now. Big up to Knowledge Kuchirichita says Mdara uyu ari kutaura chokwadi. Victor Vangisi says pamberi newe Geza. Tatenda Missionary says big up to 2030 only una clocks Geza negesha iwe patronas. Alright guys, that was it for now, and with that I sign out. Dukes Clarice is the name, broadcasting live and direct from Zimbabwe, Africa. TV7 Live is the channel. As always, thank you for watching, and I'm out. Big up to Zion Bonga and everybody who was watching us live on TV7 Live. Yes, thank you guys for supporting TV7 Live. Thank you guys for watching TV7 Live. It's you who make us great. Kudakwashe Nyanduko, Shamiso Chinotimba, Sipelani, Koto Takuzwa, Aaron Goshomi, Mugabe Robert, Casta Mate, Bridget Manesqua, Lillian Mark, Master Alfredi, everybody who was watching us once again. Victor Vengisai, Tatenda Mushineripi, Knowledge Kuchirichita, Kudakwashe Nyanduko, everybody. Big up there. Big up everybody.